How's everybody going? So we're doing an unboxing. So hello, my name's David, and we're going to be doing an unboxing. Bring this over here so I can set it here. So what I have today is a way. I've got a bunch of hard drives, as some of us do, and so I use a MacBook Pro as my primary computer, and you can't stick 3.5-inch drive. You can only have the one hard drive. And the newer models, they're all, of course, flash storage and smaller. So what do you do with all the information that you got on the old hard drive? Well, you get something like this right here. So nice little glare on it, right? This is the Sabrent. The long name is Sabrent USB 3.0 SATA 2.5-inch and 3.5-inch dual bay hard drive docking station. Now they do have two models of this. So this is the dual drive. So I can actually have two hard drives hooked into here. And the other one is a single. It's a little bit cheaper. This was got off of Amazon. It was the single drive, I think, is $22. This one was $39. Prime shipping's free. So yay. Now, I'm not new to having one of these. I already have one right there. And why did I upgrade? Well, this one's still good, and I'm still going to use it because I have other systems that you can use this. But this is 2.0, USB 2.0. So it's not as fast in speed and data transfer, and that's why I am doing what I'm doing. So let's get the unboxing. We've got our handy dandy tool. And I know it's nothing new. It's new to me. So anyway, I'm going to take off the plastic. Live. Don't need that. Set that to the side. Don't know if I need that anymore. All right. So if you look at the box, it tells you all the features. Read and write 2 hard drives simultaneously. Supports offline cloning up to 60 megasecond. It's hot swappable, plug and play. Let's talk about that real quick. So what does hot swappable plug and play mean? So hot swappable plug and play, if you're not familiar with that term and what it means when it comes to computers, it basically means that, so I haven't taken this one out, so I'll take this one out. So I'll use this. This is not the same thing. So hot swap, so when a drive is plugged in, all right, so that's plugged in. Essentially what they're saying is that this unit can be turned on, your computer can be turned on, and if you need to switch drives, then you can sit there and take this out and swap in another drive. Now, again, the benefit of me having the one that I got is that it is going to be able to hold 2 drives. Hot swappable does require one thing, though. A lot of people will just pop the drive and take it out. Now, there's no telling whether or not that's going to be acceptable or not, whether you could damage the drive is what I mean. Because you are talking about a little bit of a power spike when that happens. However, the easy way to do it on a Mac system and on a Windows-based system is that you can eject. Your system should be able to see that drive as an external drive. So the same thing as if you were using a USB flash drive stick, or if you had an SD card or something like that. The systems view them all the same as external drives, and so you should be able to eject the drive. Once you eject the drive, the system kind of powers it down, saying, okay, I no longer see this drive, it's okay to take it out, and then you can hot swap it out. So that's really the best practice that you need. So nobody can ever come back and say, well, I tried hot swappable and I ruined all my drives and it's your fault. No, it's not. No, it's not. The other thing is this has 2 size drives. What are the 2 size drives? So basically in hard drives, there is a normal big hard drive, 3.5-inch. That's what this is called. And then you have the typical hard drive that goes into a lot of laptops. That's a 2.5-inch drive. These units can hold the same. So I'm going to stop showing this one off because that's not it. That's the old USB 2.0 unit that I'm not going to be using with this computer. So let's go ahead and take it out. So I got it packed tightly in the box. So take the wrapping off. Set that to the side. All right, so it does have a power button. So you can actually have this unit. It is self-powered. So you're going to have, so the button on the front is the power button. And then you've got on the back, you've got, this is your source port for plugging in your power. Then you've got your port for plugging in USB. And if you'll notice, if you look, let me show that up to here. See, it's blue. See, that's blue. Everybody see that's blue? Okay, so blue is kind of the color that was given to USB 3.0 standard. So they like to make it as easy as recognizable without having to squint, because it does say on top of their USB 3.0, but you don't have to squint. The other button is a copy button. So there's a button right there that says copy, and that follows along with the features that I was talking about, where you can support, it supports offline clone up to 60 megasecond. So that's pretty cool. You can take if you got an old hard drive, and hard drives do in a computer, the two things that are going to fail the most often and the fastest are going to be the power, and then it's also going to be the hard drive. Those are the two items in any computer that are worked the hardest, the longest, and take the most amount of wear and tear. Now, what does that mean with the newer advancements today? A lot of the netbooks and all the Apple books, MacBooks and everything, and now the iMacs, storage on your phones and your laptops, and it's flash storage. So it's not some big bulky, it's not got plates in there, it's not using magnetism as it has been for 30 plus years. Is it the same thing? Yes, because there is reading and writing that does happen to these drives. Even if you're not doing anything, even on your phones and your iPads and your Android tablets, if you're not doing anything, then what happens is there is still activity that happens. So yes, it is still being used. It's not being used in the same way. Hard drives typically failed a lot. They've made some great advancements with what we call flash storage, SSDs. In the last few years, it used to be flash storage, which was extremely volatile, but it's not anymore. Just to let everybody know, if you're watching live on YouTube, the reason I keep looking over this way is because we're doing a simulcast. So hi folks on Periscope, and hi folks on Meerkat, and hi folks on HoA, or YouTube, excuse me. All right, so the other two buttons that this has, which they're not buttons right now, they'll actually pop up so I can hold them up, is you can see when you have a drive inserted, these are buttons that pop up so that you can eject the drive out. And it's got a nice little LED indicator to let you know that the thing is turned on. All right, so I'm going to go a little bit further into oh, they really made it secure trying to get that out. All the goodies. It does come with cables and all sorts of stuff, which is hidden at the bottom. So we'll just take all of this out, and there's nothing else in the box. So we're going to set that to the side. So you get an instruction manual, a user manual. If you don't know how to use this, they will help you out. You do get a USB 3 compatible cable. So it'll do, so one question I know I've encountered before is, well, what if I don't have USB 3? That's okay. This is backwards compatible for USB 2, which you will have. If you're at USB 1.1, God help you upgrade whatever you have, because that is so slow and so outdated. And that is not backwards compatible with these items, so it's not supported. Then you got a power cord, and this item comes with a power brick. And what's a power brick? Same thing that you've seen like with laptops and everything. So the power cord will get plugged into the power brick. And it's kind of nice, I guess, that they're giving you this amount. You don't have a huge amount of length, but it doesn't mean that you have to be sitting right next to an outlet. You do have, that's what, maybe 4 feet, maybe 3 feet. It's probably 3 feet. On that side, that's what plugs into the receptacle in your wall, or your power outlet, your power strip, or your UPS, your universal power supply. As with anything, I always do recommend that anything electronic related, you have it plugged into a power strip and not directly into your wall, because last thing you want to do is lose your beloved electronic device because of a surge. And surges happen all the time. It doesn't mean an electrical thunderstorm going by and the lights go out, or a snowstorm or anything of that nature. A lot of people don't realize power is a wave. It is not a constant line, so it is constantly peaks and valleys, and those peaks are surges that have little surges in them. All right, so I'm going to disappear for 1 second as I let's see, what's the best way to do this? I'm going to drop it down. All right. So how's everyone doing? Is this fun for everyone? Does anyone have any questions? Thank you for being here. All right. We're going to plug up. And you know what? If you are noticing that my shirt is on backwards, you would be correct. When I got up this morning, I wasn't paying attention, and I put my shirt on backwards. And somebody told me a long time ago that it's very bad luck to then take your shirt off and switch it around. And it's not that I believe in that type of stuff. I think that's kind of silly, hokey, voodoo, schmoodoo. I honestly was just too lazy to sit there and switch my shirt on. So I didn't. Because I was so excited. I want to get this today. I'm excited to get this because I have a lot of hard drives with lots of stuff on them, and I want to be able to access them. And some of them don't need to have, some of them have duplicate stuff, and I need to clean that up so that I can use them for something else. All right, so we plug that in, and then I'm just going to plug that directly into all right. So now that we've got that done, that is the unboxing portion. So we can take you off here. We'll swap that camera around. You can see. So there it is, and it's plugged in directly into the MacBook, and you can see that I've got one of these hooked up. Well, say hi, Google. Okay. Here, we'll let the Periscope people see too. So we'll swap that around, and you can see, like I was showing, it's hooked up right back here. Okay. And you people don't get to see. All right, so the big test. So let's take a drive. And I'm going to take a 3.5-inch drive. And it only goes in one way. And I'm doing it backwards. There we go. All right, so we got one drive in. You know what? We're going to do 2 drives. We're going to hook both drives up. a lot more. I'll turn it on. And we are going to go and see what happens. So one of the other things that I'm going to do one of the other things I'm going to do after I get this hooked up and after I played around with it a little bit. So flash storage, of course, is not going to write as quickly it's going to be, flash storage will be much faster than typical original hard drives, platter-based drives. So I do want to see how well these drives copy large files. And then one of the things that I want to see is, will you be able to do things like edit video using these drives? Now, I do have as well a couple 2.5-inch SSD drives. So I will test those out as well. And there we go. So it took a few minutes for them to show up. Now they've shown up, and I've got that drive, and I have the other drive, and they're much noisier than the other drives. So the other thing that I will do is see. Test those out. Oh, we're going to turn that off. So the other thing I want to make sure about is that pretty much concludes the unboxing. I appreciate everybody paying attention and participating. If there are any questions, please ask them now, or you can continue to ask me. If you enjoyed this, if you'd like to see more, or if you'd like to see something different, I'm using Meerkat and Periscope for various different reasons. Please, on the Meerkat, you got the little heart icon to like it. You got the retweet if you want to retweet it out, although this will be ending soon, but you can still retweet it out. If you got any questions, you can ask in the chat bubbles. And on Periscope, it's acting a little bit differently. I have to let you know. Hi, Rachel. How are you? Thanks for joining us on Periscope. You're live with us on Meerkat and a Google Hangout as well. Anyway, on Periscope, I just started today. So I'm not sure how you do all the chatting and stuff like that. I know I went into somebody else's stream and they were like, tap the screen as many times as you possibly can. I think when I was doing that, what I was doing was favoriting that type of thing because there was a whole bunch of hearts floating around. I don't know how that works. And I've seen people join the Periscope. And then on, of course, the YouTube, if you're watching via YouTube, then there's the chat box over to the right. So if you want to ask something while I'm around for the next minute or so, please do. I would enjoy learning from everybody, anything. Otherwise, thank you very much for showing up. I think we are good now. Oh, look, it signed me out. Why does it keep doing that? I don't think Twitter likes me very much these days. They keep signing me out. Well, that looks yummy. Love seeing what other people are doing. Okay, I'm gonna go back here then. So that's all. Thank you very much for everybody for joining. Let's see, who did we have show up? We had Jeremy Bishop show up. Thanks, Jeremy, for showing up. We had Lou Mishkin show up. Thanks, Lou. And we had Troy Ware show up. Thank you, Troy. I appreciate that on Meerkat. And Rachel, I appreciate you showing up. And thanks a lot, guys. That's all. Bye. And sorry. Bye.